Seconds, the mound boils over with a living carpet of reddish-brown fury that swarms. This is the honey badger, a creature so tough, so fearless, it's become a living legend. The Guinness Book of World Records even lists the honey badger as the Now that's not an official scientific title, but it's a reputation built on pure, unadulterated grit. This animal is famous for surviving encounters with deadly snakes. While not totally immune, it has remarkable resistance to certain venoms that would kill other animals at its size. Sometimes, after a bite from a puff adder, it'll get knocked out for a few hours, only to wake up and finish eating the snake that bit it. Its jaws are incredibly powerful, and its long claws can tear through tough ground in minutes to get at prey. Its skin is famously thick, about 6 millimeters around the neck, and so loose that if a predator like a lion grabs it, the badger can literally twist around in its own skin and launch a ferocious counterattack. It will stand its ground against animals many times its size. It's, hands down, one of the planet's toughest pound-for-pound brawlers. And this is a fire ant. Small, almost insignificant on its own, measuring just a few millimeters long. So, what if these two went head-to-head? Not a whole colony, just one single ant. Could the world's tiniest fighter find a way to take down the planet's toughest brawler? The answer is complicated. Because this isn't really a story about one soldier. It's a story about a superorganism, and what happens when relentless, distributed aggression meets unstoppable, concentrated force. Before we can simulate this wild matchup, we've got to break down the stats, weapons, and special abilities of our two contenders. First up, in the heavyweight corner, weighing in at a stocky 13 to 30 pounds, we have the honey badger, Mellivora capensis. Don't let its size fool you. This thing is built for brutal, close-quarters combat. Its primary weapons are its massive claws and a devastating bite. The claws, which can be 1.5 inches long, aren't just for show. They're powerful digging tools. But the real story is the jaw. It's not about a single, crushing measurement, but its relentless grip. The honey badger's skull is built to create a locking mechanism that, once clamped down, is incredibly difficult to release. This allows it to tear through tough hides and break into beehives with shocking efficiency. But the honey badger's truly legendary stat is its defense. Its skin is its armor. At around 6 millimeters thick, especially around the neck, it's exceptionally tough for its size. This skin is also incredibly loose and rubbery. This defense is so effective that it can withstand bee stings, porcupine quills, and snake bites that would be fatal to most other animals. Its resistance to snake venom isn't magic. It's a genetic mutation in its cell receptors that prevents certain neurotoxins from working effectively. It's an inherent trait, not something it builds up over its lifetime. Now, for our other contender. In the microfighter corner, we have the red imported fire ant, Solenopsis invicta. A single worker is a mere 2 to 6 millimeters long. On its own, its stats seem laughably outmatched. Its primary weapon isn't a claw or a tooth, but a stinger. This stinger delivers a venom made of unique piperidine alkaloids. On the Schmidt Sting Pain Index, a scale from 1 to 4, a single fire ant sting comes in at a relatively low 1.2. Schmidt himself described it as sharp, sudden, mildly alarming, like walking across a shag carpet and reaching for the light switch. Annoying, but not a showstopper. But here's the game changer: the swarm. A fire ant is never truly alone. A mature colony can contain hundreds of thousands of individual workers, all operating as one cohesive unit, a superorganism. This superorganism is coordinated by a sophisticated chemical language. When a single ant is threatened, it releases an alarm pheromone. This signal instantly triggers a mass defensive response, causing thousands of ants to pour out and swarm anything they perceive as a threat. And they don't just sting once. They grip with their mandibles and sting repeatedly. This isn't a one-on-one fight. It's a war of 1,000 tiny, venomous needles. So let's play this out. First scenario, the ultimate microfight. A single, lone fire ant against the mighty honey badger. Imagine the badger is trotting through its territory, which can cover up to 200 square miles. A lone fire ant, separated from its colony, ends up on the badger's leg. Instinct takes over, and the ant curls its abdomen to deploy its only weapon, the stinger. And nothing happens. The ant's stinger is simply too small to penetrate the badger's 6 mm thick, rubbery hide. The venom, barely a 1 on the pain scale, is a complete non-issue. The honey badger likely wouldn't even register the sensation, any more than we would notice a single speck of dust. If the badger did notice the tiny intruder, a single, casual scratch would end the fight instantly. In a one-on-one, the scale is just too lopsided. The fire ant is completely outclassed. In this scenario, the honey badger wins, without even knowing it was in a fight. It's not a battle, it's a bug meeting a boot. But now, let's change the rules. This is no longer a duel. This is an invasion. First, a quick reality check. This showdown is purely hypothetical. Honey badgers are native to Africa and Asia, while red imported fire ants. But let's imagine they did. Our honey badger, an expert digger, is foraging for food. In its relentless search, it makes a critical mistake. Its powerful claws tear into an unassuming mound of soil. The response is instantaneous. Alarm pheromones explode through the colony's tunnels. Within seconds, the mound boils over with a living carpet of reddish-brown fury that swarms up the nearest vertical surface, the badger's legs. One sting is a 1.2 on the pain index, but this isn't one sting. It's hundreds, then thousands, all at once. The pain is no longer a tiny zap. It's a cumulative, overwhelming wave of agony. The ants instinctively swarm towards the badger's most vulnerable areas: its eyes, its nose, the soft skin of its underbelly. So how does the honey badger react? It's a creature with legendary pain tolerance, famous for shrugging off hundreds of bee stings while raiding a hive. So how does the honey badger react? It's a creature with legendary pain tolerance, famous for shrugging off hundreds of bee stings while raiding a hunter. In the end, this impossible microfight was never about one ant. It was about what that one ant represents. A single cell in a... What other impossible micro versus macro matchups would you like to see us break down? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And if you enjoyed this scientific